In this episode, I talk about when client onboarding goes wrong. Welcome to episode 206 of The Honest Entrepreneur Show, where I help creatives like you to master your marketing. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. Guys, I appreciate that was a pretty energetic intro, but I feel wrecked. I was just saying to Marco, I've had one of those weeks that it's been like very full on, some very big projects, but more than that, I've seen a pattern in what wipes me out. And it's not being busy, it's multitasking. I know as humans, we are designed to think of one thing at a time kind of thing. When I have 5 things or 10 things going on simultaneously at once throughout my whole day, I feel like my head is on a swivel. I'm jumping from task to task to task all at once. It's exhausting. It literally feels like I'm packing 5 to 10 days into one. And I recognize it's a really bad way to work. So I'm talking to my team being like, you got to book in time. You can't just keep grabbing me. I'm trying to talk to myself and be like, I need to just stop like juggling so many things at once. Easier said than done. But if you can empathize with this, let me know, because for me, it's like the most destructive thing. That's where I start feeling burnt out like I am right now. It's just when I'm constantly like spinning 1,000 plates at once.
This question is from Malka. I've been a graphic designer for a few years and am now transferring over to calligraphy and fine art. I'm at a point a few months in where I frequently get inquiries for commissions, but only a tiny number pan out. Even when I'm super kind and responsive and offer a low-end price and follow up, they usually don't follow through, even though they were the ones that originally reached out. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. How can I learn from this?
Hey, Marco. Tremendous question. I think you need to look at your process. So what I would do is I would write down every single step of what's going on here. Like, where do they find you? Do they then get to your website a certain way and then they fill out a certain form, or are they phoning you or emailing you directly? How is that transpiring? And then what happens? Is it literally one inquiry and then you come back with one email and then it goes dead? Or is it like 2 or 3 emails and then somewhere in that process is the typical drop-off rate? What you're trying to do is diagnose a problem that clearly exists and then impose the right solutions. And I don't know your business or the scenario well enough to be able to tell you where that is, but by breaking it down systematically so you get this linear path with your clients, you should start to identify patterns in where things are going wrong. And so this could look something like your messaging on your website is attracting the wrong types of people. So it might seem like you're getting a lot of inbound potential leads, but actually most of them are going to end up disqualifying themselves because they're not a good fit, in which case you could improve the copywriting on your website. Or what some people do is they have more qualification steps happening on their contact form. So people should actually have to go through a certain process on the contact form, perhaps specifying their budget before they actually submit and contact you. And that's going to weed out the people that aren't a good fit, or they don't have the budget, or they're not really serious. So kind of having this filtration process to actually get in touch with you can be a good idea instead of just opening the floodgates. And then when they're through that, again, it's all about the process. So you just need a repeatable thing which you move potential clients through, and you need to see what parts are working and what parts aren't. So is it that your people skills need development? So actually tons of people correctly filter through, but as soon as you talk to them, you're screwing something up in terms of using the wrong language or coming across unprofessional, whatever it might be. So as I say, you need to audit what you've got going on, identify the problems, fix them, and just keep endlessly refining that process. But the idea is it shouldn't be ad hoc. It should not be that every client gets a completely different experience. They should all move through the same machine, essentially. Think of it like a factory line. That's going to improve efficiency. It's going to improve your results. And then, of course, once they've moved through that, they get the bespoke service, they get the lovely stuff happening. But you do need a repeatable system in order to be able to improve it. Because if you're doing something different or slightly different every time, it's going to be harder to pin down where it's going wrong. Question of the day: have you got a good process in place either for your clients or your customers? Let me know in the comments below. Well, hey there. You seem like the kind of savvy human being that enjoys high quality YouTube content just like this one. And if you'd like to see more of it, I hope you will hit the subscribe button below this video. If you'd enjoy more content like this, you can check it out right here. Make the right decision.